What's going on, folks? So, it's New Gun Tuesday. Actually, every day is a good day for a new gun, if you ask me. But today we're joined by Cy and Lauren Hudson, who are going to show us the Hudson H9. What's going on, man?
Down here near Austin, we got whooped. So she
Wow.
said if she couldn't use her voice, she wasn't going to get on and whisper.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
I mean, I guess we can stand looking at your face for this entire interview. That's fine.
I apologize to everyone who came specifically to look at Lauren's face.
So, man, it's been a second since I seen you at SHOT Show.
Uh, it's been nonstop since then. How
Yeah.
how you been?
I can only imagine, man. I can only imagine. So let's jump right into it, man. Tell the world about the Hudson 9, the H9.
Well, for everybody, I will say the funniest thing that happened to me at SHOT Show, I started going to the spiel, started giving and someone said, "Shut up. I've already heard you do this twice on YouTube." So for everyone, deal with me really quick. I pulled one of them right off the prototype line. So you can see it's a prototype magazine with the cutout.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Let me see if I can remember exactly how I said it before. Get it really good in the camera. So the Hudson H9, our flagship model, is a 9mm double stack 15+1 striker fired pistol with a 1911 style trigger. What we mean by 1911 style, and this is for all the people who respect John Moses Browning the way I do, is that the rotation is isolated in the sear mechanism. So the rotation of the trigger is all isolated back here, as opposed to most, pick a pistol nowadays. Everybody's more of a high power style, at least, for the one that in my mind made it even more popular, but I guess revolver style,
Yeah.
where it rotates up front.
Kind of swing lever, as I call it.
It's easy. It's easy to engineer, and that's why a lot of guys have gone to it, especially whenever you're integrating a drop safety. That was a design challenge. This does have a drop safety, like most striker fired guns, but the engineering that went into that short travel with a reliable drop safety, that took some time. It is actually thinner and more compact than most people look, with the weight up front and the tall back. A lot of people think it's rather large, but the size is right between the Glock 19 and 17, and we're actually thinner at the slide. We're actually 1 inch side to side. I believe the Glock's like 1.18.
Yeah.
And we're 0.06 inches wider at the grip panels, not at the grip itself. So it is rather slim.
That's pretty slim. Now, was the Glock kind of the benchmark in terms of when you guys were designing the gun? Was it the gun that was like, okay, we're gonna take was there certain guns that you guys were looking at and then trying to kind of elevate past that point, or was it kind of like we're not even going to factor in those guns and we're just going to build whatever we think is the greatest thing ever?
Oh no, absolutely not. We really care what people want. The Glock was absolutely one we looked at. We measured. The reason I can pull those widths right out of my head is we considered that very heavily, because
Gotcha.
people, for a double stack gun, the fact that so many people can still carry a Glock 19 is impressive.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. So that would definitely led into a lot of the design choices. But what most people, and I haven't even addressed yet, most people want to know why this big
Yeah.
piece up
The
front.
big the laser blaster piece, right?
There you go, the Judge Dredd, the RoboCop. Form did follow function, where most pistols, what they wanted to do, and I keep on rotating it the wrong way, most pistols, whenever they raise the hand, they start introducing rotation right into how you hold your gun. Like anytime, the Strike 1 pistol, really low bore axis, your hand gets up in there. We didn't want to introduce any off-axis rotation. The great thing about a 1911 style trigger, and I am clear, is that it's moving straight forward and back. There's no movement to the sight except straight forward and back. And that rotational trigger gets out of the way. Well, we didn't want to introduce any off-axis grip angle either as well. So you're aiming right in, straight right here. So instead of bringing the hand up, we brought the slide down right on top of the trigger guard. So that meant we couldn't use a Browning linked or linkless cam system. The cam system moved forward down onto the slide plug, and this one had to sit down here, and that was some fun engineering. And then we had to leave that big and beefy for structural integrity, and then a full-size recoil spring right below it. That's what that is. We left enough room for no binding. What actually, we've had some really perceptive guys on the forums be like, "What about carrier tilt?" And they're actually, like, "Yeah, we had to leave enough room to account for that, so that whenever we have our wear surfaces and everything, there's enough give there to where we're not just introducing an inherent problem." So a lot of guys have worried about that, and that was a lot of fun testing. Oh, it was exciting. The other thing I've heard people worry about, well, I'll go in more to the features of the pistol. We do have a 4.8-inch barrel, and the benchmark for that was 1911, but also that it had been proven as a duty carry length for the M&P and also for competition.
That's what I was going to ask you too. So with the H9, was it geared towards concealed carry? Was it designed to be kind of a versatile all-around gun, or was there a specific segment of the gun world where you guys were trying to really kind of fit the H9 into?
We wanted to appeal to a very broad, if initially hesitant market. There was no guarantee that the industry would respond like they did at SHOT Show. And thank y'all for everyone who made that awesome. But we wanted to steal points here and there. The guys who want to run for a competition and like a steel gun, for the traditionalist 1911 guys who carry 43-ounce guns regularly, or the guy who the only reason he doesn't carry a steel gun is because they don't make a polymer. They only make polymers in this type of style of striker fire gun. So we're a new company. We had to create our own segment, because if we had not, we'd be considered a Me Too gun.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think you guys definitely got away from that as far as possible. Definitely is not a Me Too gun. I'll give you that much.
Appreciate that. It took some effort. I know people are worried about the light, the weapon mounted light.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that next.
It's a huge culture within the firearms industry. We did have a rail here. I will say that we are working on an adapter for a light that everybody, and we worked with the company. They were very helpful, and we're going to sell an adapter. That way the guys who have already bought $300 to $400 lights can just buy a cheaper adapter to throw the rail on there. The TTPs of handling the light are going to be more similar to the ALG 6-second mount.
Yeah.
Or like the old Mark 23 Lamb TTPs, I know you've reviewed Mark 23.
Yeah, I sure did. That's what I was smiling. Yeah.
But those, it's going to look different. It's going to have to look different. But the TTPs, the guys who use those two systems, the 6-second mount and the Mark 23, those are guys who heavily rely on their pistols. So I'm not too worried about it being a reliable method of light manipulation.
Gotcha. Now, as far as material of the gun, so is any of that gun polymer, or is it all metal?
Steel.
Okay.
It's a steel frame insert, steel on the grip, and like like the SIG 320. It's a chassis system. Steel on the slide, steel on the barrel. It's actually a steel upper back strap and G10 on the lower back strap. That's the one thing we did carve a little weight, but it actually makes it a lot nicer because the machine on G10 for that serrated.
Did y'all ever have any intentions of leaving? I'm going to say leaving, but putting a grip, kind of the grip safety on the back of the gun, considering it kind of did borrow so heavily from the 1911 platform? Was that ever a consideration? No.
No, we had a profile early on that looked like we had one, but we went away from that simply because it's a smaller community that really prefers that. We did do the integral trigger safety because so many people know and love that and trust it on even rifles nowadays.
Yeah.
And we left the consideration, these are end caps, so you can put left, right, or A and B safeties on it. We'll be selling that as a kit afterwards.
Okay. So,
but then along with that, we have the drop safety in there. So that's one of the big differences in there is our drop safety is has a heavy SIG or heritage, like with the old guns breaking apart, that really sharp little piece going up there and hitting on it. So
awesome. Now, when can we be expecting these to be available for purchase? Because I haven't shot one, nor have I held one. I've only seen one, so I'm trying to figure out how soon I can get one in hand.
You're on the list. We've already had this
I was acting like I was asking for the broad majority. I really wasn't. I was just trying to see how fast I can get one in my hands. I'm sorry, guys. I love you, but sometimes the guns went out.
We're hoping, actually, we're planning on making the announcement for a projected ship date at the NRA show. We did get our booth 2 weeks ago. We are not trying to torture people, but I brought a prototype magazine. Actually, this is a prototype magazine. This is their first article verification and inspection magazine. So it won't come, it'll come coated, it'll come black. But this is what we are currently doing all day, every day, besides redlining documents with distributors and meeting with people.
Awesome.
Is we receive this, we have to load it up, we have to, I don't know, there's a bunch of different things that they use to inspect them, everything from gauges and calipers, like all the nerds that they are. Much respect to all nerds. And but also like a Keyence system, which is a computer system. They throw it on there, they put in the digital, and we have to measure it, and then we have to function check it, because even if it measures correctly, doesn't mean that it functions right.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited to say that that snaps right in there. So this one, this is one of the pieces that we've come through, and we've said, all right, we're pretty close there. But you have to have 100% of the parts to make the gun, and if they're not up to spec, we're going to have to send them back. So
gotcha.
We've already put the money down for tooling, and for everyone who's in the firearms industry, this is an original tool, this is an original part. So don't worry, guys, we're going to be shipping guns because we're already on the hook financially. Gotcha. We've already put a lot of time and money into that.
That's a hell of a motivator, I tell you that much. So. But man, I really appreciate it, Si. I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on the H9, especially considering it isn't one of the Me Too guns. So I'm actually a lot more excited than usual, so to speak.
I remember, I forgot which interview or which review you did where you were talking about the packaging, and overall for the packaging, it's going to have more of a leather look to it, more of like a watch case. You know?
I'm all for that. I am all for that. I can tell you that much.
So,
but thank you very much, Si, man. I'm really looking forward to it, and thanks for speaking with us.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Thanks. When we come back, Breitbart's Second Amendment writer, Dr. A.W.R. Hawkins. I love saying A.W.R. It's funny. He'll be joining us.